Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football Fever, the first show of the year 2026. Yeah, since last time we got together, it was back in 2025, so it's been a little bit over a week and a half, but we are back, and we've got a super wild card weekend coming up here because, well, after 18 weeks of competition, we are now down to the final 14. 18 teams have fallen, 14 teams remain, and now
Mhm.
we go headlong into the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Mm,
Yep, that's right. We are here in the playoffs. We have got a lot to talk about right now, but first, of course, we have to make proper introductions. I, of course, am Tim McClellan. I'm America's favorite armchair football fan. Well, for anyone in America who's watching us right now, I guess. Joining me, of course, is our league commissioner, Mr. John Natale. How you doing?
yep, doing all right.
Getting excited for the playoffs, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it starts in just a couple of days. No, tomorrow. Excuse me, tomorrow.
Yep. It actually starts tomorrow afternoon. Got two games on tomorrow, three games
Yep,
Sunday, and then we got a Monday night special.
that's right.
Yeah. Now, our good buddy John Flynn, the host of the Hooked on Sports podcast, he's running a little bit late, but he'll be joining us here a little bit later. But we do have a good friend of ours, a member of our fantasy league, my fellow Cowboy fan, straight out of the Alamo City of San Antonio, as of course, Mr. Adam Oliver.
Hey, Tim.
Good to see you here, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have got a lot of stuff to unpack. We don't have any more updates on our fantasy league because, of course, last week we crowned our fantasy champion, which, of course, was Mr. Alex Putnam. So, once again, congratulations to Alex on his victory over his fellow Pain and Gain star, uh, Lucas LC Muscles. So I guess we are going to go straight into the hot topics here. And I guess we're going to have to start with probably the thing that we all expect after the final gun or the final whistle of the season.
Oh yeah.
And what that usually is the coaching carousel, or as I like to call it, the coaching musical chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we may remember, earlier during the regular season, there were two firings in the NFL. The first one was Brian Callahan. He was let go by the Tennessee Titans. And then just about a month or so ago, uh, the New York Giants let go of Brian Daboll.
Yep.
So, but they decided to keep Joe Shane as their general manager. But after the final game was over, well, that's when things got really serious.
Oh yeah.
Uh, First of all, we had well, let me give you that. I'll tell you what. Let's see if I can let y'all follow along right here. That is
Mhm.
if
Yeah, the
if
most recent one I remember was what was his name? Jeez. Oh, Mike McDowell. He was the most recent.
you mean Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel. Yeah, he was the most recent. That was like 3 days, 2 or 3 days ago, maybe.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel, the now former coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. And
So
yeah, I think they're looking into John Harbaugh as a possibility.
oh yes, because John Harbaugh was
Mm-hmm.
let go by by the
By the
Baltimore
Ravens.
Ravens after their last second defeat
Hmm.
over over the Pittsburgh Steelers in the
Yeah.
final game of the season.
Yeah. The Dolphins already made a move. They hired their new general manager, says John Eric Sullivan.
John Eric Sullivan is the new GM, who of course replaced uh, Chris Greer,
Hmm.
who they fired about a month or so ago. Oh boy, I hit the wrong button, and this thing is not responding the way I wanted to. I was going to see if I could try to expand that screen a little bit here, but it looks like we have a little bit of a situation coming up here. As you can see, the Arizona Cardinals did let go of their head coach, Jonathan Gannon. So, yeah, after 3 seasons on the job, 15-36. So, and they ended this past season on a 9-game losing streak. And in the last 10 years, they've only made the playoffs one time.
Hmm.
I guess a change was needed
Oh yeah.
in Arizona. Yeah, a change was needed in Arizona. And so looking at the interview requests, some of these names you might be familiar with: Robert Saleh, 49ers defensive coordinator and former head coach of the New York Jets; Clint Kubiak, Seahawks offensive coordinator; Matt Nagy, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs; Raheem Morris, who we just mentioned, let go by the Falcons; Jeff Hafley, Packers DC; Vance Joseph, Broncos defensive coordinator. So, does any of those names, does any of those kind of stick out to you, Natalie?
Yeah, I definitely remember. Yeah, Robert Saleh, and Raheem Morris. He's had some pretty much. Both of them have had pretty much bad success lately. But yeah, Clint Kubiak is a really interesting one because he's looking at a promotion.
Of course, as many of y'all may know, Clint Kubiak, the son of the former quarterback and head coach Gary Kubiak,
Hmm.
who, if I'm not mistaken, was one of John Elway's backup quarterbacks in his days with the Broncos. So that's a name you probably want to keep in mind right there. Interesting names there. So, and of course, we have here, let's get the Falcons, of course, they go over Raheem Morris. Second year in a row, they finished 8th and 9th, finished third place in the NFC South. So Raheem Morris had to go. There's Robert Saleh, Clint Kubiak, Vance Joseph, Kevin Stefanski. He was recently fired by the Cleveland Browns. He has been a name that is on the interest list of the Falcons.
Yeah, he just had his interview with the Giants, I think, yesterday.
He had the interview with the Giants yesterday. He had his interview with. I'm not saying he had his interview with the Browns with the Kevin Stefanski. I think he was interviewed by the Ravens earlier today. And, well, look who we have coming in our studio once again, walking the streets somewhere in the Empire State, the host of the Hooked on Sports podcast, Mr. John Flynn.
Howdy, everyone. How's it going?
Doing okay. We just got this thing started here, talking about the head coaching shakeup in the NFL. We just covered the Arizona Cardinals, how they fired Jonathan Gannon, and looking at some of these names of these people who have been interested in, or who the team is interested in interviewing for the coaching position. We just talked about the Atlanta Falcons after they let go of Raheem Morris.
Yeah, and they also fired their general manager Terry Fontenot, which is quite frankly a deserved firing. Because of how they fouled up the draft process each of the last 2 years, and the Falcons don't even have their own first round pick next year, and it's a top 15 pick, which goes to the Rams.
Right. And one thing I forgot to mention. Flynn did release his latest episode of Hooked on Sports earlier this morning. I took a listen to it, and he went real deep, in depth on the coaching carousel. But for our purposes, I think he can probably give us a little Cliff's Notes version of what he delivered on his show here.
Yeah.
We have, of course, big news coming out just recently: the firing of John Harbaugh in Baltimore after a long tenure there, 18 seasons with the Ravens, and he is let go here. They've already completed interviews with Vance Joseph, David Webb, and Clint Kubiak. They have a request with Anthony Weaver, Clint Kubiak, Brian Flores, defensive coordinator from the Vikings, Chiefs OC Matt Nagy, Cliff Kingsbury, who was let go as offensive coordinator for the Commanders. We mentioned Robert Saleh and Joe Brady, Bills offensive coordinator. So right now, it seems like the real hot commodity right now is John Harbaugh. The question is, where would he be the best fit?
I mean, first of all, I think you have to think about of how loaded and how much came with what transpired on Sunday night in Pittsburgh. And that missed field goal by Tyler Luke might be one of the most consequential field goal attempts we've ever seen. So because if he made it, the whole different conversation would be totally different. Mike Tomlin would be out of a job, and the Ravens would be preparing to host the Houston Texans on Monday night. So now it's Baltimore that's going to be looking for a new head coach, and I think it's as attractive as any in the league. So, and one thing I am curious about is why Todd Monken hasn't gotten an interview yet, because I think because he's the guy that took Lamar Jackson's game to the next level, and Lamar Jackson has played at an MVP level when healthy under Todd Monken the whole time. So, yeah, I do think you have to look at that as a possibility. But in regards to your question about where John Harbaugh is the best fit, I think the easy answer to that is the New York Giants. And yeah, I mean, you think what the Giants have, and you look at what the roster is, and compared to what's there in Miami, it is clear that the Giants are a much more attractive opening for Harbaugh to win than it is in Miami, because you think of the quarterback situation, it's the Jackson Dart, who has wowed so many people around the league, and Miami is stuck on a bad contract with Tua Tagovailoa, and quite frankly, Tua is the reason why Brian Flores got fired in 2021, and he was the reason why Mike McDaniel, as good a play caller as he is, only lasted 4 years in Miami. Now, Mike McDaniel is getting a look in Detroit as their potential offensive coordinator replacement for John Moore, who was fired. He's also getting again a look at Tennessee to be their head coach. So it's gonna be fascinating how that shakes up in the end. But I mean, if you look at if he is indeed hired by the Lions to be their OC, and also remember that the Lions were looking at David Bluff, the former quarterback, to be their offensive coordinator, and Washington promoted him to be the OC there. So that's kind of a kind of a development there. So you've gotten that, then you look at so what he might do with Jameer Gibbs next year, or with Amon St. Brown next year. I think those guys would take a big bounce back if Mike McDaniel winds up being the OC. So you can dream of Jameer Gibbs being the top 3 running back again. He finished 4th this year and was wildly inconsistent in the second half of the season. And one of the reasons the Lions wound up missing the playoffs because of the inconsistent running game.
Right.
So you have that, but again, with the Giants and the Dolphins, you look at the better salary cap situation. If and when the Giants cut some guys like Graham Gano and John Money, among others, so that they could create up to $35 million in cap space just from cutting some bad contracts alone. So,
Right. Taking a look at some of the interview requests here for as far as the Giants are concerned. The names I see here: Mike Kafka, Vance Joseph, Kevin Stefanski, Clint Kubiak. I even see former Packers and Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy on that list, along with Lou Anarumo, Antonio Pierce, and of course Raheem Morris, who was recently let go by the Falcons.
amen. And also with that, the Giants have already satisfied the Rooney Rule. So by interviewing 2 outside candidates of minority candidates. So if they interview John Harbaugh next week, there's a possibility that they might not let him leave without signing the contract. So that is going to be something to figure, something to monitor there. Now, the question I would have with Harbaugh is that is he the real is he a Lamar Jackson merchant? So because there were talks about the Ravens firing John Harbaugh before the 2018 season, and then they draft Lamar. He becomes an MVP quarterback, and he stays on for 8 years. So is he gonna? Is Jackson Dark going to ensure that he stays with the Giants for a while if he becomes the head coach? So that's something to look at too, because I don't know if you also recognize this, but the NFL has seemed to reward elite schemers in coordinator positions and fielding some great teams like the Rams and the Niners, Shanahan and McVay. Seattle, Mike McDonald, in his 1 year as a defensive coordinator, he coached the #1 defense in the NFL, and now Seattle's the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
And that now you look at maybe Clint Kubiak. You look at what he did, and arguably the decision to bring in Clint Kubiak to be the offensive coordinator, maybe the reason why why Sam Darnold has thrived in Seattle and why Seattle's the 1 seed in the NFC. Jesse Minter, Chris Shula, the 2 LA football defensive coordinators, so with elite schemes as well. So, well, who knows where this is going to go?
So, Natalie, you of course are a Giants fan as well. So, can I get your thoughts on that?
I'm definitely all in on Harbaugh. The only thing that concerns me is there's a report that I read that if he gets hired, he wants to pick his own GM. So that might be a bit concerning. But on the other side, they're saying.
So, but I think given some of Joe Shane's track records of drafting, I mean that entire 2023 class was a complete bust. Like Deontay Banks, John Michael Schmitz might have reached a ceiling this year under Carmen Brasillo, and Jalen Hyatt is unable to do his job. So.
Yeah, that's the one thing that worries me is that they'll probably just instantly fire Joe Shane and let Harbaugh pick his person.
Yeah, I mean,
But
which
on the other side,
I wouldn't mind it.
they have no problems with each other.
Right. I wouldn't mind it though, because if it's clear that that's the case, but if it's not Harbaugh, I want either Stefanski or Mike McCarthy. So it's because I know what Cowboy fans will say about Mike McCarthy, but he wins you games, and if it wasn't for the Dak Prescott injury in 2024. The Cowboys probably would have won 10 games again in 2024, and then they decided to let him go. They promoted Brian Schottenheimer, and the Cowboys won 7 games this year. So,
well, how about this? If you're going to make a prediction right now, who do you think gets it? What's your prediction at the end?
I think it's going to be it's either going to be Harbaugh or Stefanski. That's where I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I have an outside chance. My prediction is they're going to officially promote Kafka, but we'll see what happens.
You can't. I don't think you can promote Kafka. I don't think you can.
But yeah, at the same time, I want him to remain the offensive coach, because at least he knows how to run that offense. And they better keep Carmen Brasillo too, because he's done great with that offensive line.
Yeah, the old line coach. Yes, he does need to. He does need to stay.
Yeah, the offensive line they were ranked 9th at the end of the season last season. They finished 9th.
Yeah, and you were looking at the PFF rankings, Pro Football Focus.
I think that's what it was.
But it's crazy that the Giants have one of the best offensive lines in football that did not make the playoffs this year, which is kind of crazy to think about. But
because it's their defense. Their defense has been awful.
I mean, more specifically, the run defense, and that the Giants have not been. They have been totally incapable of stopping the run over the last 4 years.
Yeah, they got to go all defense this next draft.
I mean, they need a defensive tackle. They'll probably need to sign a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker in free agency, and with that, but
supposedly they're going to look at I forgot his name, but they're looking at Can Tate or something in the event that Rondell Robinson doesn't resign.
Carnell Tate from Ohio State, you mean?
Yeah. They're looking into him possibility as their first pick, under the assumption they don't re-sign Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants are going into the offseason thinking they're probably only going to be able to re-sign one of Wan'Dale Robinson or Jermaine Illuminor.
Yeah. I think they gave the contract extension to the wrong guy. They should have given it to Robinson, not Slayton.
I mean, it was that contract was insane from the start, and it never made any sense.
Yeah, Slayton didn't do much. At best, he's a role player. That's about it.
Yeah, but
sounds like a situation that was very familiar with the Giants a few years ago.
With Golden Tate, yes, and Kenny Golladay too. That was a disaster from the start as well.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking when they gave the contract to Daniel Jones to put the franchise tag on Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, now look what happened. They lost both of them.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be for the best because Tyrone Tracy has been very solid. Jackson Dart's been amazing.
And as has been Cam Scatterbo.
Oh yeah.
Before the injury. So. Yeah. I mean, no, we wanted to spend a lot of time with the Giants because we have other vacancies to look at. But yeah, I think whoever I think if and I'm sure Kubiak is going to be hired this offseason. I think that would be a fantastic hire. So I think if Baltimore hires Kubiak, I think he would be a great hire. And I kind of think the Raiders, if they pair up Brian Flores and Brian Dable to be the OC and get the also title of associate head coach, and Brian Flores becomes the head coach, I think that would make a lot of sense for the Raiders too, because the Raiders really need a cleansing. And remember, the Raiders also would draft Fernando Mendoza, who is lighting up Oregon tonight with the first overall pick. And
Yeah, I think that game just went final.
yeah, do we have a score for that? Because I saw it was 42
Yes.
to 15.
The final score is Indiana 56, Oregon
Sheesh.
22. Yeah,
Sheesh.
56-22. Yeah, so that was a major thumping that we saw right there.
Yeah, no question about it. But so I think that we want to see what the Raiders do. Did you talk about the candidates Arizona has? Because I don't know how attractive that Cardinals job is because they have. I mean, I don't think it's an attractive job because you have three juggernauts as your three divisional rivals in LA, Seattle, and San Francisco, and Arizona's fourth place schedule. Remember, this is fourth place. It's the Lions, the Saints, and the Giants, which and the NFC, I mean, really the NFC East, taking Philly as well. So Arizona does not have an easy fourth place schedule. I'll tell you that right now. So
Yeah, we're just running down a list of the interview requests here for the Arizona Cardinals, including Vance Joseph, Robert Saleh, Anthony Weaver, Clint Kubiak, Thomas Brown, Matt Nagy, Raheem Morrison, Jeff Halfley. So
I feel like it's either going to be Saleh or Nagy for Arizona.
Mhm.
yeah, kind of leaning the same way there.
Yeah. But then you have to wonder who the offensive coordinator would be because if you're thinking about Trey McBride and Mike Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., so you have to think of those guys and then so we'll
Just have to see what happens there. Let's see here. We talked about the Ravens. So who could possibly replace John Harbaugh in Baltimore?
Mm.
yeah.
Vance Joseph, David Webb, and Clint Kubiak. They've already been interviewed by the Ravens. Weaver, Kubiak, Flores, Nagy, Kingsbury, Saleh, and Joe Brady. They've been on their request list for the Ravens here. So
Yeah.
very interesting here. See what we have now. Well, the Dolphins, of course, they just released Mike McDaniel. Right now, they haven't had many requests right now to talk to anybody, but I'm sure that would change in the next couple of days as they try to look for a new head coach in Miami.
Yeah, and also remember the Dolphins hired Green Bay Packers director of player personnel John Eric Sullivan to be their general manager. So I think basically it's clear now, and I think the only route the Dolphins can go in this rebuilding process is building through the draft, because they have a bad salary cap situation. So really, it's going to be if the Dolphins are going to be anywhere close to relevancy with the Patriots and the Bills in their division, so the only way they're going to be able to get there is build through the draft.
I guess the basic question there is, do the Dolphins decide to move on from, what as Alex Putnam calls him, to turning the ball over?
I don't think they can right now. Really, because he's in bed and his limits were realized with McDaniel's offense. So the Dolphins are just. I think they're just going to have to play out his contract, absorb as much cap as they can, and focus 2026 this offseason on filling out some holes on the roster and maybe try to go best player available in the draft because. Yeah, I mean the Dolphins are I mean their future power rankings are right now they're near the bottom of the pack, and because of New England and Buffalo being Josh Allen and Drake May being in their own division.
Aha. So over in Cleveland, they just let go of Kevin Stefanski. Some of the names
crazy that they fired Stefanski. Crazy.
So they have Todd Monken, Aiden Dirty, Dan Pitcher, Tommy Rees, Jim Schwartz, Jesse Minter. Right now on their request list here.
Yeah.
Not too familiar with any of those. I mean,
I talked a lot about Jim Schwartz the year he coached the Browns to the playoffs on defense. He was the assistant coach of the year in 2023. So, I think you might have to if Kevin Stefanski is hired by the Giants, there is a real possibility that Jim Schwartz goes with him to be the DC there with the Giants. So I think it would behoove the Browns to hire Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, gonna promote him up to a DC.
Yeah. Yeah, and also remember with the Cleveland situation, Kevin Stefanski was opposed to the Deshaun Watson trade, which we all knew was going to be dead on arrival when it happened. And then he opposed how the Browns fouled up the draft process this year. Now, is the draft class good? You can't say no because you have Mason Graham and Carson Schweinsteiger, and so that you have two reliable starters in your front seven and going forward who might turn out to be stars at their positions. So. You could do that, but they fouled up the quarterback position multiple times over.
Oh, countless times over. I mean, I can't even count that high. So,
and again, no wonder why you call the organization the Cleveland Clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have gone through so many different quarterbacks since they re-entered the league back in the mid-90s. I'm surprised that you do not see the Browns helmet beside the word insanity when you look it up in the dictionary.
Yeah.
So that's basically all I've got on this end here. Anything else you want to add there, Flynn? Have we missed anything?
Let's see. So yeah, I think we're good now. So Tally, can you message Adam that when that we're ready to do the mock draft?
Let me see.
Yeah, because Adam messaged us in the group chat. So,
All right, hold on. Let me log back in here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get back here. So he just wanted to
say.
This was a very interesting thing that we did last year. Yeah, so this a mock draft here, drafting players that are on playoff teams, and we score them the exact same way as we did during the regular season. And I thought it was kind of an interesting thing, and it looks like we enjoyed it last year, so we decided to do it once again.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this. So the draft we're doing this week is just for wild card weekend, and then if we have enough people, then we'll reset the pot for the divisional playoff next week.
Right. Yeah, that's very interesting that you say that. I was asking Natalia during the pre-show meeting. I was asking him if it was okay to go ahead and pick players from the Seahawks and the Broncos. He said, "Well, they're not going to be playing until next week, so we'll just wait till next week to do that."
Yeah,
So,
then the players on the other 6 teams that win this week will also be put into the pot.
there
So,
you
so
go.
like a Puka Nakua, like a Matthew Stafford, like potentially a Saquon Barkley. So,
And definitely JSN.
yep. I mean, JSN has already moved on to next week.
Oh yeah. So
All right,
okay,
Adam's here.
we got Adam here. So why don't we go ahead and I'll stop sharing this thing here. Um, I don't really have a pen and paper on hand right now. And of course, Flynn's walking the street here.
I could write stuff down.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's good. Yeah, so it's going to be it's basically QB, 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, a defense / special teams, and a kicker. So those will
right.
be the 9 spots we'll fill out. So
right, hold on,
with
let
the
me
30.
Let me write
Uh,
some info here.
Yeah. And also, Timmy, there's no need for a bench because I think we kind of know by now who's in and who's out.
Right.
You said two.
So-
You said 2 of each, right? 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex.
Yep.
And then the defense and a kicker.
Defense / special teams, and then a kicker.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Let me just make sure I got my info right. D/S and K. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So nine names, right?
Yeah, not 9. It should be 9 names for each of us.
Got it.
For each of the positions. So
Yeah. I'm just currently writing down. I'm just currently writing right now. As far as order, do you guys want to do the traditional way, like we did last year, based on reverse order, based on how we finished?
yeah. So I think.
Since Adam was towards the bottom, I would say Adam would be first, followed by me, then Tim, then Flynn.
Yep. That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm almost halfway through writing. Let's see.
Yeah.
RWR. Tight end. Flex. D/S. Okay. And then I'll send I'll forward the list in the chat tomorrow.
Oh yeah. And also, do you want to do PPR scoring for this?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah. It's because that's what we usually do.
Yeah.
RB. I'm almost done. Let's see. WR. Another WR. TE. Flex. D. Just. Okay. All right. Now I just got to write down myself, and then we'll be ready.
Okay. So this is going to be another very interesting one. Of course, last year was definitely interesting. So we'll just
All right.
see how
I got everything written down. All the positions and everything. All right, so are we ready to start our little mock draft here?
Yeah. I mean, and you can hear me, right?
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely blowing up there in New York. There isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a little windy out, but
All right, so I guess with that being said, Adam Oliver, you are on the clock. Who is your first pick for the teams currently playing in the playoff game right now?
Okay, I'm gonna start off with the quarterback, and I will select Josh Allen.
All right, you're pulling up Josh Allen right out of the gate. Okay, let me write that down. Josh Allen. All right, so I'm next. I'm going to start with my wide receiver. I'm going to go with Puka Nakua from the Rams.
I knew you were going
All
to go
right,
that route.
Natalie, you and me in the parking lot after the show.
All right, so Tim, now you're up with your first pick.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my first pick. Who do I want to take? I'm going to take. I'm going to go ahead and take. In that case, I think I'll take a quarterback first, and I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence.
He's going to take Trevor Lawrence. Okay,
This
Trevor
one's fine.
Lawrence. All right, so Flynn, you're going back to back on this one. You get the last pick of round 1 and the first pick of round 2.
All right, so we have two. So both of the Bills Jags game quarterbacks that are going, which is kind of crazy about that. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I'm going to start with my with my running back, and my first pick of this mock draft will be my first pick in the regular draft. So I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey at running back.
Yeah, I figured you're going to go there. All right, I'm just going to write CMC for short. I know what that is.
Yep.
All right, and now you're going to start off round 2.
Yeah, I faded him during the regular season, but he has a really good matchup on Sunday. So I'm going to go AJ Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And you're going to take your first wide receiver. Okay, AJ Brown. All right, so now I'm up next. I'm going to go with my first running back, and I'm going to pick Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good matchup too. Yeah,
Alright,
I say Saquon Barkley going up against a suspect Niners runner. So
Yeah.
good pick
All right,
there.
so Tim, you're next for your pick for round 2.
Okay.
So Tim went first, and so Natalie went first and second in the first round, and second in the second round.
Wait a minute, did I goof?
Okay, we went Adam, Natalie, myself, and Flynn. Then Flynn.
Oh, I was supposed to be. Oops, I goofed. So yeah, so I'll out of respect. I mean, I have to withdraw my pick of Saquon Barkley then. So Tim, would you like Barkley then?
Actually, I wasn't going to take Saquon Barkley.
Okay, that works out for me then.
Yeah, that worked out for you. I was going to go ahead and take my first running back. I was going to take Kyron Williams.
Okay. All right, let me see. Kyron. Okay, so now I'm guessing Adam is next, right? With round 2 and round 3, correct?
Yep. So he's got 2 picks back to back.
Got it. All right. All right. Now I'm going in the right direction now. All right, Adam, your first pick of round 2.
Okay. So we get two running backs, correct?
And you can pick anybody you want. But yeah, 2
running back,
yes.
receiver.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start out with getting my first running back, and this guy, he was really phenomenal for my team. I'll go to Jonathan Taylor.
He's
No,
on the
Jonathan
Colts.
Taylor's. Yeah, he's not in the playoffs.
No.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to get one who is in. Okay. All right. Let me just check, see who is in. Okay. Let's see. let's see. Well, I'm gonna. This guy, he's pretty. Where is he? And I'm gonna go. Oh, well, well, I think I'm just gonna go with my tight end, and this guy, he's pretty decent for my team. I'll go with George Kittle.
George Kittle. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right. Now Adam picks again because of the double pick here. So Adam, you got another one. Your pick now for round 3.
Let's say that this guy, he's pretty decent, and for a running back, I will go with Rico Dowdle.
Of the Panthers. All right.
Okay. Rico. Let me write that down.
Go
Rico.
with the
Hold on. I think Flynn is next, I believe, right? So yeah.
No,
Flynn,
no, the tally, then Tim, then me.
Wait, I'm next. I don't think I'm next.
Yeah. Yeah, you're next to tally because it's round 3 and you have the second pick.
Oh, my fault.
I mean,
yeah, never mind.
come on.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Come on,
Yeah, I'm not-
tally.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well today, so I'm kind of out of it. Ooh, let's see here. I think I got it. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go with my next running back here, and I'll take, let's see. I'll take Josh Jacobs.
Okay, you took Josh Jacobs.
Now Flynn is back to back. Round 3 to close and to open round 4.
Did Tim make his pick?
I haven't yet.
Oh, my bad.
Sheesh.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick my first wideout. I'm going to take we're going to take Christian Watson.
Christian Watson. So it's a 3-3-3. Okay, there we go. 3-3-3. So now Flynn goes.
All right, hang on one second. Let me settle into the double R card that I want.
No, I know. So I know.
Okay, so let's see. Is James Cook available?
He sure is. You want him?
I believe so.
All right, I will draft him.
Okay, that closes out round 3. So now we're opening round 4 now.
All right, and then and now I'm gonna wind up. So I'm gonna wind up. If Nico Collins is available, I will take him.
And he is.
All right.
All right, so
Go
you
ahead,
filled out.
Go ahead, Tim.
So Flynn has filled out both of his running backs and both of his wide receivers.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to need another running back. So, give me. Well, if this thing will cooperate with me. I'm looking at this one website that has all the depth charts for each of the teams in the league, and I am looking at this particular chart right here. Give me. I I am going to take. Give me. I'm going to take a tight end here now.
Okay.
Give me Pat Frymuth.
Okay. That was great. I was right. FRI for short. Okay. So that's 4. All right. So now I think I'm next. I believe. Correct.
Yep. Round 4,
So-
pick
All right.
3.
Yes. Let's see here. Who else is available? Check this out. Let's see. Actually, I think I'll go with my QB next, and I'll take Drake May of the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice.
All right, so now it's Adam, I believe.
Yeah, Adam, round
Yep.
4, pick 4.
All right, and then he opens up round 5, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, and I rearranged it. Everyone's screen so you know who's up.
Got it.
All
All right, Adam, you're on the clock. You're back to back now.
Okay, I'm gonna get me another running back to get my 2 starting running backs.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And I think this guy, he's pretty decent, and I'll take DeAndre Swift.
Okay, so that closes out your running backs, unless you put another one in flex. But now you have your wide receivers, your flex, your defense, special teams, and your kicker remaining. Now you're going to open up round 5.
Alrighty, for this one, I'll take my wide receiver in this one, and I will take another Moore in the playoffs, and I'll take DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Okay, gotcha. DJ Moore. Alrighty, looks like I'm up now, so let me look through here. See, I think I'm going to fill up my last wide receiver slot. I'm just trying to figure out who I'm going to use.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, no, hold that thought. I'm going to fill up my flex position and take a running back, and I'll put in Travis Etienne.
Yeah, I do like that. Do like that pick a lot.
All right, so now Tim, you're up for your round 5 selection.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do believe that this guy has been cleared to play this week, so I am going to take Devontae Adams.
And
Uh-huh.
so that fills up your wide receiver slot, both of yours. Devontae Adams. All right, Flynn, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna so for my last pick in round 5, I'm gonna pick the tight end that finished the regular season with top two finishes among fantasy tight ends. I'm gonna go with Colston Loveland, if he's available for the Chicago Bears.
He is.
I believe he is.
All right. So yeah, all 3 of you have filled up your tight end position. I'm the only one who has to fill the tight end slot still.
Yeah.
And now
you can wait.
Yep. So I have a lot of leverage.
Right, so you can do whatever you want, unless one of us wants to fill. I'm gonna fill up my flex position with one of those positions.
Oh, yeah,
But
true.
I do not believe I'm going to be. I don't see myself doing that here. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Jacoby Myers and the Jaguars as my flex.
For your flex, okay. Jacoby. All right. So Flynn has. So Flynn, you have left your quarterback, your defense, and special teams and kicker.
Yep.
So now Tim, you're up next.
Okay. We're going to take another running back,
Okay.
and let's see here. I think he's back on the roster. I think he's healthy now. I think he was injured for about a couple of weeks or so, but I think he's back. I want to take Trevion Henderson.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm.
Gravy on Henderson. All right, I'm up now. So let me see. What do I have left? I have left my other wide receiver and my tight end. I'm definitely going to fill up my final wide receiver slot. It's just a matter of who now. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. Actually, I think I'll take. I'll go Devonta Smith of the Eagles in the final wide receiver slot.
Mhm.
All right, so Adam, you're back to back again. You still have left your wide receiver, your flex, defense, special teams, and your kicker.
Okay, I'm gonna go wide receiver, and he is pretty like pretty decent, and I'll take Parker Washington.
Parker
Jacksonville.
Washington. Alrighty, and now you're opening up round 7. You have left your flex, your defense, special teams, and the kicker.
Okay, let's see here. And for my flex, isn't ETN available?
Is who available?
ETN.
Nope, I have him.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
Early.
For my flex, and he's pretty decent, and I will take Kenneth Gainwell.
Who's he play for?
For
Steelers.
the Steelers.
Oh, okay.
Steelers.
All right. Kenn Kenneth Gainwell. All right. I guess I'm up now. I'm gonna wait on.
I will say Kenneth Gainwell was my number 2 choice for my flex behind Jacoby Myers.
All right. Yes. Since I could wait a bit on the tight end, I'm gonna go to my defense special teams next. I'm gonna take the Houston Texans defense. All right, Tim, you're next. You have left your flex, defense, special teams, and your kicker.
Okay, I want to go ahead. I'll take my flex player right now, and I'm kind of torn between 2 guys. They play for the same team, but one of them was just picked up by this team recently. I'm going to go out on a limb for my flex. I'm going to go Brandon Cooks.
Okay. Brandon Cooks. All right, Flynn, you're opening it up. You're closing out round 7 and opening up round 8.
All right, so for round 7, I'm going to take the Patriots defense special teams.
Got it.
And then for my kicker, I'm going to take Harrison Beavis of the Rams.
You said what's his name? Harrison Beavis. You said
Harrison Mevis or Beavis.
Oh,
or how
Mevis,
it's pronounced.
okay.
It's
Got it.
Mevis of the Rams.
Got it. I got it. All right. So Tim, you're up next. You're on round 9. You're just down to defense, special teams, and the kicker.
Let me go ahead and get my kicker here. Where is he? Which list is he on? He's on this list here. Okay. Let's look at the, and I'll get the kicker. Let me take Andy Borregales.
Okay. Andy Ward. Okay, I got that down. All right, so I guess I'm up next. So I'm down. I'm down to my tight end and kicker. All right, I'm gonna take. I'll go fill up my tight end spot, and I'll take Hunter Henry of the Patriots.
Mhm.
All right, so Flynn, you're just down to your. Wait a minute, did I screw up something? Oh, never mind. I didn't.
Nope. So Adam's last two picks are coming up right now.
Yep. No, I think you're next, Flynn.
No, it's round 8.
Oh, so wait, who's next? Then it's Adam.
Adam.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Adam.
Adam's back to back, right?
It's round 8.
Yeah, with
Yep.
with my last two picks.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, first off, I'm gonna have to get my defense and special teams. I'll take the Steelers.
Steelers
and
defense.
special teams.
Okay.
And
And
then
then to close it out, you have your kicker remaining.
and then for my kicker, and I know my go-to kicker is not in the player, so I would have to go with my second best. And now I'm gonna take the rookie kicker, Cam Little.
Oh, good one. That was a good one, Adam.
Yeah.
I was gonna go there.
Yeah, I mean he kicked the 67-yarder against the Titans on Sunday.
All right.
6-7.
Oh,
All right. So now,
gosh.
all right. So let's see. Now I have my last pick. I have to pick my kicker. Let's see. Who am I gonna go with here? All right. I think I'm gonna go with the veteran Chris Boswell.
We are sharing picks, but I'm gonna work to meet you.
All right, Tim. Your final pick is your defense and special teams.
Okay, my defensive special teams. I'm gonna make this. Let's say. I'll go with the Niners.
49ers defense. All right, Flynn, you have the last pick. It's your quarterback. You have not filled that up yet.
So this feels like a perfect opportunity as the last pick of the draft to take Mr. Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing that.
I think I know where you're going. I think I know who you're going to pick.
So I'm not going to draft the Mr. Irrelevant. I'm going to take Mr. Irrelevant's opponent at quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Yep, I knew you were going to go there. I totally missed him until just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once the two QBs were taken round 1 before me, I said, I don't need to draft my quarterback till the end. So
yeah. All right, so here's our recap. So Adam's draft, he has the quarterback Josh Allen. His running backs are Rico Dowdle and DeAndre Swift. His wide receivers are Parker Washington and DJ Moore. Tight end George Kittle. Flex is Kenneth Gainwell. Defense and special teams is the Steelers. The kicker is Cam Little. Flynn has Jalen Hurts as the running back. As the quarterback. CMC and James Cook as your running backs. A.J. Brown and Nico Collins as your wide receivers.
Sheesh, that's loaded. That's stacked.
Yeah. Tight end is Colston Loveland. Flex is Jacoby Myers. Defense and special teams is the Patriots. And your kicker is Harrison Mevis. For Tim, he has Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback. Kyron Williams and Travion Henderson as his RBs. Wide receivers are Christian Watson and Devontae Adams. Tight end is Pat Fryermuth. Flex is Brandon Cooks. Defense special teams is the 49ers, and kicker is Andy Borgaralis. And as for me, I have Drake May. My running backs are Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. My wide receivers are Puka Nacua and Devonta Smith. My tight end is Henry. Flex, Travis Etienne. My defense special teams is the Texans, and my kicker, the veteran Chris Boswell.
Wait, is Brandon Cook still in the league? Is Brandon Cook in the playoffs?
I guess he is. I think he was just signed by the Bills just recently.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, is he gonna be? Is he even on the active roster? I mean, he's projected 4.5 points. So
I,
Mhm.
I believe he is on the active roster.
yeah.
So just want to say a shout out to Dashy. He says I got done doing my show weekly picks with Dashy and guests moves to Wednesday starting next week. So be sure to watch for Dashy here, and of course Eric Snow, aka Snowman. Snowman checking in for watching Indiana boot at 56-22. Oh, so he saw Indiana putting the boot to Oregon. So good to hear from you, Snowman. Take care of yourself. All right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and then I'll forward the information out sometime tomorrow.
all righty then. Uh, okay. I got a. Well, this might be kind of an easy trivia question here. I guess I can try to give it to y'all. See if y'all know this one. I will say this one does have two answers. So the challenge is try to get both the answers
And we would
correct.
get extra time. And we would get extra time to think about it. Oh, that's the wrong show.
Man, I'll give you time to think about it. We could probably give the answers after we make our picks for the playoffs here. So, oh, I hit the wrong button there, and I think. All right, so the question is: there are two quarterbacks in NFL history in the Super Bowl era who are two quarterbacks tied for the most playoff losses. Can you name them both?
Most playoff losses.
Most playoff losses.
For some reason, I feel like Josh Allen is one of them because he always gets eliminated a lot.
I don't think it's.
No, I think I might know one of them. I'm trying to see who the other is, but we'll answer that later.
Yeah, we can answer that later. But right now, where is that button? Let's go ahead and pop this up here. And here we go. It is time to make our picks for our Super Wildcard Weekend. And we got the first two games are going to be Saturday. We have a 4:30 Eastern game on Saturday between Los Angeles Rams and the Carolina Panthers, and the Rams have the highest spread of the week at 10.5 points. The game is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina on Fox with Joe Davis and Greg Olson on the mic for that one. This is basically a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
Carolina just got in by the hair of their chinny chin, and if you're going to back into the playoffs like that, I ain't no way you're going to make it past the first round. I say the Rams will dominate in this one. I can see at least one or two touchdown passes to Devontae Adams, and of course, I can also see at least one or two touchdown passes to my man Nakua, and of course, as I always say, Nakua Matata. Give me the Rams over the Panthers by a score of 33-17. And I don't know if we're going to count these or anything or not, but if I had an
we can do just the lock or any up. I mean, there's only like 3 upset opportunities here, so.
right.
Yeah. So I'm going to play the lock animation for this one for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine. 33-17 is my final score. Give it to the Rams.
Yeah, I think that the Panthers did win the previous meeting, but I think that was just a matter of luck there. But yeah, there's no way that Rams are gonna let this happen twice. The Rams are easily going to win this one, and I'll go 30-16, and I'll also make this my lock. All right, what do you say, Flynn?
Yeah, I mean, against the spread, this was kind of tricky because Carolina is much better at home than they are on the road. And large dogs at home have tended to play well at home in the playoffs, but I think this is a different animal here with the Rams. So I mean, because they clearly underestimated Carolina the first time they met. And I also think getting Devontae Adams back is what makes this offense gel and hum. And I think I attribute the Atlanta loss 2 weeks ago as to not having Devontae Adams there. So I think he makes a big difference. They signed him to that big contract right before free agency started. So I'm going to take the Rams to win 34-21, and because it's the largest margin of victory, this is my lock of the
week. Nothing better than a triple lock. So we're gonna go ahead and move on now to what we call the Saturday night special here on Prime Video. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit is going to be calling this one between. Well, third time around, it's going to be pretty interesting. It's Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. This one will be at Soldier Field. And Green Bay is coming in at 1.5-point favorites in this one. So, Natalie, I want to hear from you first.
Yeah, this one was actually kind of tough. But this one of those games I went back and forth on. But in the end, I decided to pick the team that has a little bit more experience playing in the playoffs as of late. I'm going with the true underdog story. I have the number 7 seeded Green Bay Packers going into town and eliminating the Chicago Bears. But it's going to be a relatively low scoring game. It's going to be all about defense here. I'll go 21-17.
Flynn, what do you say on this one?
I went back and forth on this, but I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to win. And this is probably the lowest confidence pick I have among the 6 games this weekend. But two things needed to happen for the Bears to beat the Packers 3 weeks ago. Excuse me. One, recover that onside kick in the fourth quarter, and the fumble in overtime, which set up the winning touchdown. So without either one of those two things, the Packers would have won the game. They would have swept the season series, and the Packers would probably be in position to play for the division and a home playoff game. Instead, the game's in Chicago, but I thought for most of that game the Packers completely outplayed Chicago without Micah Parsons. So I don't think it's going to happen again. Give me the Packers laying the 1.5. They win 26-23 over the Chicago Bears.
Well, I went back and forth on this one as well. But I think my deciding factor was with the 2 quarterbacks that are involved in this one. And I seem to trust one a little bit more than the other. This one. So both of you are taking the Packers, but I'm going to be the lone wolf in this one. I'm taking the Bears. I'm going to see if Caleb Williams can really get things done out there. See if maybe Rome Odunze can get at least 1 or 2 touchdown catches. I'm going to go with the home team here. I'm taking the Bears over the Packers. It's going to be a close game, but I'm taking the Bears over the Packers by a score of 27-24. So that's the Saturday doubleheader. Then we go to the Sunday tripleheader starting at 1 Eastern. Fox, CBS Sports with Jim Nance and Tony Romo. They'll be calling this game between the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Buffalo comes in at 1.5 point favorites. And this time, Glenn, I want to start with you.
I think Jacksonville is the best bet of the week if you're looking at the spreads. Look, look, historically the Jaguars have had trouble when the over under is above 49, which it is. They've lost their last 23 games where the over under is 49. But this game is going to be a referendum on the Bills because, in theory, the Bills should be able to go anywhere and beat anybody. But I think this is the worst roster the Bills have had in 6 years. I don't trust Sean McDermott. About as Sean McDermott is 0-5 in road playoff games as the Bills head coach. And I think the Jaguars are the more physical team. I think they have the better coach. I think Jacksonville's offensive line looks much improved, and I think the defense and the way they attack the ball and attack the ball carrier matters here. So yeah, I love Jacksonville. They're gonna beat the Bills 27-17.
Oh, what do you say, Natalie?
Yeah, honestly, I'm on the opposite side of this one. I think, and the Jags are good, but I also kind of think they're being overhyped here a bit. And I think there's also some chatter going around if the Bills lose this game, Sean McDermott could be fired.
Which basically means John Harbaugh is going to be the number one target if that's the case.
Yeah. Josh Allen may be winless on the road, but also on the other side, he's 4-1 when it comes to round one playoff games. So he at least has that. This one was tough, but I think Josh Allen finally gets that monkey off his back, and he gets that much needed win on the road, 28-24.
All right. Well, looks like I'm going to have to break this tie here. And I'm kind of agreeing with Flynn here. Yeah, Buffalo's been good, but somehow I just haven't been able to trust Josh Allen or his receivers. There's been injuries here and there. Jacksonville has been a very surprised team this week. I love what they've been doing with that final few pushes into the playoffs this year. This will be a close game, but I'm going to take the Jaguars over the Bills by a score of 30-26. Duval.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about the game, so all 4 games between Sunday and Monday, all 4 of those games are matchups we did not see during the regular season. So new teams for all these teams.
All right. It's going to be very interesting here. All right, the middle game of the Sunday triple header is going to be on Fox with Kevin Burkhardt and the GOAT Tom Brady broadcasting this one. The San Francisco 49ers against the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. And the Eagles are at home at 4.5 point. Oh, I see a difference here. It went up to 5.5, I think. So we got 5.5 point favorites with the Eagles. And I was kind of wrestling with this one. It looks like all of those injuries to the Niners, I mean, they've been able to keep their ground, even though they are so banged up. But you know how much I hate those chickens. You know how much I hate them with a passion. I hate them with every fiber of my being. But you can't deny they've got the talent. And I think they figured out their offensive problems that they had during the latter part of the regular season. I hate to say this, but I have to take those Philadelphia chickens over those 49ers by a good score of 31-20.
Ooh. Yeah, this one was another tough one for me to pick. Yeah, I noticed. I just saw. I just learned a few minutes ago that Brock Purdy's first playoff loss was to Jalen Hurts. So now he's looking at a rematch here. I get that the Niners defense is banged up, but it's hard to discredit that offense. Yeah, CMC versus Saquon Barkley. That match is going to be epic. You got George Kittle against Dallas Goedert on the tight end side. I got another advantage there for San Francisco. I'm kind of looking at the bigger picture, despite the defense. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm feeling an upset special. I have the Niners dethroning the champions. Sound the alarm.
Oh, Flynn, can you sound the alarm for us?
Down goes the champs. The champs go down. The Niners over the Eagles, 28-24.
Ooh. Very cheeky right there.
I mean, if Trent Williams was not playing in this game, this would have been my lock of the week in favor of Philadelphia. And similar to Buffalo and Jacksonville, the one team in a wide open NFC San Francisco does not match up well with is Philly. It's because I don't think San Francisco can cover AJ Brown in man coverage. I don't think they have the dudes to stop Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert in the middle of the field, and I'll bet you Vic Fangio was looking a lot at what Mike Macdonald did to Brock Purdy last week, where the Niners' seemingly invincible offense was held to just 3 points by Seattle. So yeah, I thought the Niners got exposed, and quite honestly, I think the Niners are frauds. Eagles 29-22 over the 49ers.
Uh-huh. So it looks like Natali's going to be the lone wolf on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so far I picked all the road teams.
Oh, interesting. I hadn't noticed that. Now the Sunday night game. NBC and Peacock with Mike Rico and Chris Collinsworth, the Los Angeles Chargers against the New England Patriots. And the Patriots, the game is at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough with the Patriots as 3.5-point favorites. Tally, let me hear what you guys say.
Who'd you say? Did you say me or did you say Flynn? I didn't hear you.
The Tally.
Tally, yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I think this one was fairly easy. And the Patriots are having a historic season. Yeah, Drake May is on pace to win MVP, and then you got a Coach of the Year candidate to boot. I mean, the Chargers have been decent, but I think the injuries got to Amorian Hampton a bit, and yeah, he's still not 100% ready. I mean, Keenan Allen, he's not what he once was. I got to go with the team that has the better offense and the better defense all around. I'm taking the New England Patriots to win this one. I'm going to go 31-21.
Yeah, I like New England too. I'm not going to overthink this. But I think the most important development for the Patriots this weekend was the return of Milton Williams. Remember, Milton Williams signed that big contract after winning the Super Bowl with Philadelphia last year. Milton Williams' fingerprints were all over that domination of Kansas City in that Super Bowl. And the Patriots' run defense is exceptional when he's on there. So I think he is going to neutralize whatever is left of the Chargers' rushing attack. And I think, which is kind of why I took the Patriots defense in our mock draft. And I think I just don't think I think the Chargers are out of steam. And Greg Roman, I think he's going to be completely overmatched in this one. Because once his teams can't run the ball, his game plan is cooked. And as good as Justin Herbert is, I think the Patriots should be able to cover him well. So yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots to win and cover 23-16 over LA.
And I will make this unanimous as well. Basically, with everything you both have said, my score is going to be, well, actually, I have the Chargers barely covering the spread here. Yeah, barely covering. I got the Patriots over the Chargers 27-24. So I guess we're all going with the Patriots on that one. And now finally, Monday night playoff football. ESPN and ABC, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call. This will be the one that I will be really watching.
Oh, yeah, game of the week all over it.
Yeah, it's all over it. It's the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers from Acrisure Stadium. In my opinion, it's still Heinz Field, damn it.
Yep.
And the Houston Texans are road favorites, 3.5 points. So, Flynn, I want to hear you.
I mean, this was such a tough game to pick. That's because these are two great defenses. But so I had to choose between the mismatch between the Steelers' defensive line and the Texans' offensive line, and then I also have to figure out the Texans' defense, the best defense that the Steelers will have seen all year long. So it's gonna be an awfully tough one, but I'm gonna grab the points with the Steelers, but I'm going to take the Texans to win. But I just think the Texans have something special cooking on that defense. So they have so that they realistically I don't know if they released the All-Pro teams today. I'm actually gonna check that out right now because I'm home. But I'm gonna take the Texans to make the play on defense that matters the most. Give me the Texans 23-22 over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, a squeaker. A squeaker. Well, I am going to have to go with the Texans on this one. I think that defense is just going to be a little too much for Aaron Rodgers and that offense for Pittsburgh. Yeah, they just barely got in with a missed field goal on the Ravens side, but I believe this may be Aaron Rodgers' final game as an NFL quarterback, and this might also be, think about this, the end of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. But I will take the Texans over the Steelers by a score of 28-24.
Yeah. I also saw that the All-Pro teams are going to be announced at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern.
Ah. All right.
They usually release them the Friday after the regular season's over, but
Right. Okay, so Natalie, who you got in this one?
Yeah, this one was actually the toughest game to pick overall here. This game is going to go back and forth. It's going to be a very defensive battle here, but one of these teams is going to choke at the very end. And yeah, while I too am going to grab the Steelers with the points, I'm going to take the Texans to win this one, 28-26.
Oh, another close one here. Well, very interesting. Very interesting. This is going to be. Well, as you said earlier, none of these teams that are facing each other face each other in the regular season. So this is going to be definitely one of the most interesting Super Wild Card weekends that there's been in recent memory. So I guess with that being said, we can go ahead and see if you guys could answer that trivia question that I threw out to you.
All right.
And the question was, in the Super Bowl era, there are two quarterbacks that are tied with the most playoff losses.
Most playoff losses. Yeah, I'm really tempted to say Josh Allen, but that sounds a little too obvious. He always loses in the AFC Conference Championship.
yeah. So,
He's lost like
but
5 or
also
6 times.
also think how old Josh Allen is.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Josh Allen is one of them. I'm gonna stick with Josh Allen as my one.
Okay, you got another guess?
I don't know. Maybe Peyton Manning? Because I know Peyton Manning won 2 Super Bowls, but I think he had several losses too. But I can't say for certainty. But yeah, I'll go with Peyton Manning. That's my other one.
So you're going with Josh Allen and Peyton Manning. Flynn, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning. I'm between Danny Marino and Aaron Rodgers for this last one, but but I think because Rodgers has only won 1 Super Bowl, I mean he had to have lost a lot of playoff games. So I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers as my other. So I'm gonna go Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so both of you guys picked Peyton Manning as one of your choices.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's one.
Okay, now Natalia, your other choice was Josh Allen.
Yeah. Dang it.
And Flynn, your second choice was Aaron Rodgers. Well, you did good. You did good picking Peyton Manning. But actually, the man who is tied with him, I guess you would say, is the greatest quarterback that Peyton Manning ever faced.
Tom Brady?
Brady.
Really?
Oh, really? I thought. Not as obvious as we thought it would be.
Not as obvious. The number actually is 13.
Wow.
13 losses. Let me check Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Aaron Rodgers has 10.
Yeah, and Josh Allen only has 5. I know he has 6. He has
6
he has
here.
6.
Let me see here.
Yeah,
Six,
because
losses. Yeah.
Because he's made the playoffs each of the last 6 years, and he's lost, and he hasn't made the Super Bowl.
Right.
Right.
So that's why I knew Josh Allen was wrong.
Right. So, and there you have it. So it was Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, 13 playoff losses apiece for those guys. And so on that happy note, we will go ahead and wrap up this special playoff edition of Fantasy Football Fever. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, John Flynn had his latest edition of the Hooked on Sports podcast just released it earlier this morning, which I had a chance to listen to. Always great content there. And of course, not only can you listen to Hooked on Sports on those Apple iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, wherever you find your podcasts, but you can also watch him because he does have a pretty face. I mean, you want to see a pretty face giving you some good stuff, huh?
You're
So you can
damn
check
right
him
I do.
check him out on his YouTube channel on here. So check that out. And Pain and Gains. Actually, we need to make an update on this. Pain and Gains will be Thursday nights now, same time, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. But we're on Thursdays now with Pain and Gain with myself and Alex and Lucas. So, and of course, our next episode of Fantasy Football Fever will be 7 nights from now. We'll be kind of looking back at a Super Wildcard Weekend, and we'll do our divisional playoff preview, and we'll do another mock draft because next week is when the Seahawks and the Broncos will be entering their competition since they have the bye week, since they each have the number 1 seeds in their respective divisions
and conferences,
or in the conferences, I should say, actually. Okay, so any final thoughts, gentlemen?
No, this is gonna be one intense wildcard weekend. We are less than 24 hours away.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with that. So on that happy note, we'll just go ahead and close up shop right now. Thanks to all of you for watching us, and thanks to our buddy Adam Oliver for participating with us with our little mock draft. We'll do it again next week. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the games and come back and check us out 7 nights from now. So until then, for John Flynn, for John Natali, my name is Timothy McClellan. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the games. God bless you all. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.